Sunday morning. Let's go. Oh, baby, I'm jacked up. I'm feeling it. I'm ready. We're going to make some money today. We have spent so much time. FC Rewind this week. We spent a lot of time kind of revamping how we're going to make our single entry lineups today. I feel like it's the bounce back week, right? I mean, myself, I'm sure some others had a rough week 6. And what do you do when you have a rough week or two? You recalibrate, you try to improve your game, you got to look back sometimes to be able to look forward here. Yeah, I went back, I looked at what I did, I started making some changes, had some ideas, some concepts, some strategies I really want to try to roll out this week 7. I want to try to share some of them with you Sunday morning, show you how I'm going to build some lineups. Hopefully, we're about to make some money together. What's up, chat? Good to see you all. I'm excited. It's Sunday morning. This is like the best mornings to me, right? It's like we got 2 hours until it goes live, and we're all kind of buzzing. Everyone feels a little bit better about things. You know, we put week 6 behind us at this point. Everyone's focused on week 7, a couple hours away, and it's like the vibes are good, right? It's positive. People aren't down on anything. I don't know. I love this like 2-hour chunk of time we have together here. It's just the most positive time of the week. And I think that's why I like it the most, truly. What's up, chat? What's up? What's up, CG? All in on Bill's defense. He's paying that 4.7K on DK. I like it. 5K on FanDuel. I'll pay up there. I'm all in there, too. Nice stream with Bloom. Hey, thanks, man. Love that guy over there. Let's see here, chat. Time to make fat stacks. Been a good year of NFL so far for Porter. Of course it is. That guy smashes. Absolutely. Chili Dean would like to win some money today. I'm right there with you, man. I am right there with you. Bills have a defense. All right, B-Rad. Where are my mods? Get the band button out. Get the band button out. This guy. What's up, Mickey? Thank you very much for the 100 bits to kick off the show today. Appreciate that very much. Blue Devils hit that 12-month sub number today. Thanks, Blue Devils. Appreciate you, my man. I've been hand-building Millie game stacks with a lot of ideas and different routes to go. And I want to share something with you because I know I have a lot of members in here. So I'm going to share this Top Stacks tool real quick. And I want to talk about how to use part of this before we move forward with building our lineups. I think this might be potentially one of the most important tools we've had up on this site to date. And I want to kind of show you how to use this. And I also want to talk about market share because CJ actually we talked for about 2 hours yesterday on the phone, and we're just kind of talking about things and things we want to do with the site and upgrades and updates and things like that, just constantly improving. And one thing we were talking about with the market share, and I actually refresh your page, Mills. I actually needed him to show me kind of how to use the market share tool. It's just something I didn't feel totally comfortable with. I needed some help with the explanation. And we talk about this before with like targeted focus, right? Or you've heard this as like funneled points, funneled projections, pass funnel, all this garbage, And, the idea is that you have a team or a game where you're going to have few players soaking up the gist of the points, right? So what this is basically saying, so I'll use the first one, Bridgewater, Davis, and Robbie Anderson. So it's Bridgewater, Mike Davis, and Robbie Anderson. What this is saying with this 66.9% projected market share, okay, focus. What's up, T-Flow? Thanks very much, man. What this means right here is that the projected points right here, 55.3 total of these three players, is 66.9% of the entire Carolina Panthers offensive projection. So if you needed this in like a different number, if Bridgewater, Davis, and Anderson had a 65% market share, that out of 100 points, that would mean that their projection would be 65 points out of 100, okay? So if the Carolina Panthers are projected for 100 points total as an offense, fantasy-wise, and Carolina had a 60% market share, that means that trio would get 60 of the 100 points in the projections. So what you can use this for, no doubt. Yo, Porter, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. 1,050 bits. Too kind, man. Too kind. Pounding different settings and concepts for a few weeks now. Time to put it all together and smash the slate. My man, I love your positivity. I love it very much. Keep bringing it every Sunday, bro. So what this is really good for, I think, truly, is finding diamonds in the rough. So while the entire industry is like, use this super popular Seattle stack, right, versus Arizona, plug in Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, run it back with DeAndre. Okay. Like, that's not hard to identify. That's not hard to... This is like sneaky to me. Bridgewater, Davis, and Anderson. Well, how many people are going to be on that, right? I mean, Carolina has a 21-point total. 21.5 point total. 21.75. They're 7.5 point road underdogs. Kind of a crappy spot, right? DFS-wise, kind of a crappy spot. But when we look at this top stacks, the market share stacks, they are one of the highest projected market shares, which means if you go Bridgewater, Davis, Anderson, Moore, I mean, I'm talking an absolute Carolina onslaught. Run it back on the other side with, I don't know, Kamara. Run it back with Traquan Smith, not Brandon Cooks, Jared Cook. Run it back with some cheaper pieces. By all means, you could do that. 5-6 man, huge game stack. You're getting potentially a ton of points of their small implied team total. Thinking about it another way, you can invest in Seattle, who, if you do like Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf or something, and what if you're getting 50% of the market share on a 28-point implied team total, right? Or you can invest into an 86% out of their 3 touchdowns. So if Carolina, I'm trying to make this as helpful as possible. If Carolina has a 21-point implied team total, do you want 86% of all fantasy points out of their 21 point implied team total? Or do you want a team where you're getting like, I don't know, 57% out of Cleveland on a 25 point implied team total, right? Like that's garbage. That's garbage. Like go with, I will take a 3-man team stack here at 67% on a smaller team total than a 57% on a slightly better team total. And what CG just said about like the median projections, the projections are, it's just a median plot point, my friends, based on our models that says this should be like what they get on average in this setup, in this game flow with these Vegas things, blah, 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 ownership ratings. Okay. That's all included. And if you have an opportunity to get more of even like a less total rather than less of a higher total, take the more in the less total. As weird as that sounds, as hard as that, you know, as much as that doesn't make sense, it does. It does. And it's hard for me to explain. And just understand that when you're looking at this, if you're looking at a team where you have a massive, massive market share, even if the implied team total is low, you have an opportunity to get a lot of those points, even if the team doesn't score a lot of points, rather than getting less fantasy points from a team that might score a ton, but the ball is going to be distributed all over the field. Whew. Had to get that out there. I hope I explained that well, CG. You can let me know if I sucked at that. Let's see here. Man, projections from both sites and the ratings say play Fuller. The matchup is scary, though. Jair Alexander isn't nobody to play with. Help. I'm so torn right now. I think, listen, I mean, if you're playing like a one-off, don't play a guy like Will Fuller in the first place. Go with other people's like Terry McLaurin at 5.8K on DraftKings, a much better one-off than Will Fuller at 6.8K. That's garbage. Here's a better one-off play. Stephon Diggs. Here's a better one-off play. Amari Cooper. You don't need to stack up these offenses. Just play them. Will Fuller is already going to be highly owned because this is going to be a game that people are stacking. So you ain't using a one-off on a Will Fuller who's going to be like 15% owned today and involved in game stacks. Get the price point pivots here. Grab the lower owned. We're talking single-digit ownership on Diggs, Cooper, Tyreek Hill, 6.4K. Like, those are the one-offs. If you're stacking that game, don't play the matchup garbage. If you're stacking Houston and Green Bay, you're using Will Fuller, okay? You're maximizing your upside, 4, 5-man game stacks, and just go all in. Don't worry about the matchup game. Don't worry about that stupid cornerback wide receiver charts and all that trash. That stuff doesn't have a big place in DFS, my friends. I'm sorry. Diggs, Keenan Allen, Scary Terry. I think Keenan Allen might be a little bit higher owned today. I think the Chargers might be a little bit higher owned stack. And when I'm sliding over to the top stacks tool, you know, we got all these tools here. All right, most of them locked up under the RONIN tier, but I've got, what is this? MLB. I've got all these. Go down here and I get to the top stacks tool, and I'm looking at overall 3-player game stacks today. You know, Burrow, Boyd, Joku, very cheap. You know, nice value, 3.11. They're going to be salary saving because Joku at starting tight end here, 3K. It's just there's upside all over the place today, and I think the issue is a lot of optimizers are going to be hammering this stuff in. Optimizers are going to be plugging in these guys because the value is phenomenal. You're going to see Burrow, you're going to see Breeze stacks, you're going to see some Bridgewater stacks. It's not showing up here in our top 3-player, but you're going to see some Justin Herbert stacks for sure. And I think you're probably going to want to go out of your way to try to maximize your upside by using 4s, using 5s. So many game stacks. Again, yeah, exactly. Because there's so many teams with these massive implied team totals. Like, it's crazy today. It is crazy, these team totals. I mean, we're talking, I think, 8 teams over 27 points implied team total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 teams at 28.25 or higher. Mind-blowing. And then you have a bevy of teams right here still with a healthy 25 or more. Like these teams down here, Carolina really the only team I'm looking to stack. I mean, San Francisco, are you stacking with them? No. Jags. Maybe Minshew. You know, Minshew with, but like if you're stacking down here, don't use a 3-player stack. Use like a 5-player game stack. If you're inherently already using a very low-owned stack, like just go all in. Just go all in. It's Minshew, LaVisca, Chark running it back with, I don't know, Justin Jackson and Keenan Allen or Mike Williams or something like that. Like, you're going like large 5-player game stacks. Bears, no. Broncos, no. Jets, heck no. Panthers, sure. Washington football team, no. Bengals, Patriots, no. Who are you stacking there? Use a naked Cam Newton, if anything. Cowboys, I don't think you need to go there. Prices are all up on all the players. No, thank you. Raiders, no, not with their offensive line woes, COVID issues, things like that. Tough matchup. Titans, sure. I think Titans are in a fine spot today against the Steelers. I think it's like a sneaky shootout. 2 very good offenses. Let's see here. Rams, Cardinals. I do narrow the field down. Like CG said, there's so many stacks today to use. Narrow the field down. Get off of a bunch of these teams. And when you go into DraftKings, you know, if I tried setting this up a little bit earlier, sure, like you could do generic stuff like this. I think this is a garbage way to play today. I think you need to be very specific about, you know, the 4-man stacks you're using. You know, shoot, you know, include the top offenses you want today. You know, whatever those offenses are, you know, you're not using Buffalo, Jets, you know, Carolina, sure. New Orleans, sure. I don't think you need 2-man stacks from Detroit. I don't see 2 players I want to stack from Detroit. Tampa, Las Vegas, meh, no thanks. The rest of these teams, I mean, just pick and choose. Pick and choose. Fox. And then other than that, be off the rest of them. I don't need to be on every single team. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce can end up in my player pool, in my 150 max, as just one-offs. I don't need to have, you know, Mahomes, Hill, Kelce running back with Jerry Jeudy or Noah Fant or some of these garbage players. Like, the probability of those going off a day like today, no thanks. And by the way, KC in Denver has seen a 5-point total drop on Vegas. They opened, I think, and I wasn't already on that team. Like, I wasn't excited about them at all, but I don't mind the one-off still with Hill and Kelce. I think they can still feast, but I think generally there's better games to target today, and there was before weather concerns. Pick and choose, my friends. Pick and choose. You know, cut the slate. Make sure you are set up today specific for what you want to be targeting. I don't know how else to say it. I think on a slate like this where there's so many good spots and good plays, you have to narrow the field down. Josh Allen, okay. Wombat, let's talk, my friend. So I mentioned this on Sig's show this morning. I love me some Josh Allen. You know, I think the opportunity cost is way too high. If you're plugging in Josh Allen today, okay, so stack with Stephon Diggs. You can't run it back with a single jet. So the game stack upside gone. And now I am inherently hoping for 7 roster spots to all have good individual games. That's like doing a bunch of one-offs in MLB, right? Like I don't like that, right? The opportunity cost of using Allen and Diggs is just way too high. You're giving up way too much upside by using them over Brandon Cooks at 5'2", you know, Jonnu or Robert Tonyan, right? Like, not Robert Tonyan. Fells, 4'1", or Tonyan at 4'6". Like, the opportunity cost of using, Crowder is out. No, he's out, man. So, what's up, Allie? Good to see you. So, the opportunity cost of using the stack of Allen and Diggs without a single jet on the other side is garbage. Like, you're just giving up too much opportunity for that 7.7K Allen and 7K price tag of Stephon Diggs. Irrelevant to me. What's up, YouTube? Forgot you guys are over there. Hey, Jaylon, good to see you. I'm primarily talking to the chat on Twitch. But I see you over there. Thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube today, if you join over there, you get access to our Discord chat where we do all of our coaching and, we talk about our content, our tools, and this is where people are apparently just dropping gifts in there. All you bobos, get into the stream right now. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Jalen. I see you over there. What's up? Thank you very much. It's freezing quite a bit for you? What the? I will always play Josh Allen at least 2 lines. Well, yeah, I mean, you're the ultimate homer, man. Donuts need to up his Wi-Fi game. I mean, I'm in a freaking closet. 2 floors above the router. I'm screwed. Someone told me to get into those, get like one of the meshes or something like that, like Wi-Fi mesh, I think. I don't know. We'll get around to stuff like that someday. All right. Hit that refresh. It shows that I'm live. I think you got to refresh it. DK knows we're close to hitting the millie, so they're paying Twitch off to sabotage. Talked about that yesterday on our phone call. How many of you would love to see joint streams with CG, T-May, Scrosby, me start getting these people on YouTube videos? I'm thinking I'm trying to get these guys on YouTube too. I mean, that would be fun, right? Start doing iTunes podcasts together. My frame's dropping. I do have a million windows open. Who knows? It's got to be the internet. By the way, that feedback you guys gave me on this private video I dropped on the site. Where is this? I'm going to be doing this every week. I'm going to make this a regular thing, this VIP RONIN tier lineup building video. And, you know, part of what I did yesterday where I literally showed people building lineups. I built lineups yesterday live for a half hour. And I showed people, you know, what I was going to do with FC, how I was using my tiered rankings. You know, I was showing people, and I talked through every position. I talked about each rating, talked about why they're this tier, why they're that tier, how I'm going to build, things like that. I started building lineups for people. I talked about, you know, my thought process, how I'm going to use the stack tools, some MME stuff in Fantasy Cruncher. I'm doing this every week from now on. I kid you not, I probably got a dozen DMs. I saw about 10 or so tags in the Discord. You guys really like that for sure. So I'm going to keep doing that each and every Saturday. Completely VIP for the RONIN tier. Love it. I'm all in, baby. Hey, do we have any news on Jamal Williams, by the way? I wanted to check that out. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you. Twitch is really broken for me. Switched to YouTube. Seems to be much better. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thanks, Kyle. People were hating on D. Watson earlier. Who's hating on Deshaun Watson? Who the heck is hating on Deshaun? I have not paying attention to them at all. The heck? What is to hate on Deshaun freaking Watson right now? This offense is completely different without Bill O'Brien. They scored 36 points without him. They scored 30 points without him. Freaking Watson, 71% completion, 75%, 359 yards, 335 yards. The guy has 7 passing touchdowns the last 2 weeks. The heck? Brandon Cooks has gobbled up 17 of the last 21 targets over the last 2 weeks for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. Will Fuller has a touchdown in 4 straight games. Darren Fells has a touchdown in 2 straight games. What? Why would anybody be hating on Deshaun Watson this game? Because of the Green Bay Packers defense? I'll go to game flow. Packers throwing the ball on 56.5% of their plays. Hold on, let me get this on stream, right? Yards per game on the ground. Okay, so you're only 231 yards past. There's your DFS points. I know I thought to myself, if you aren't touting this guy, you need to find new occupation, right? There you go, Porter. 100%, man. What the heck? The heck? 2 good offenses, scoring well. I don't care if they're only giving up 231 yards passing per. Who has Green Bay played? All right, Kirk Cousins, low yardage. Stafford, low yardage. Drew Brees is low yardage this week, this season. Tom Brady, has he cleared 300 yards once? Okay. And then Matt Ryan. Okay. It's not like he's playing absolute world-beating quarterbacks. I don't think Stafford has a single 300-yard passing game this year. I think Kirk Cousins cleared 300 in that game where they were getting shredded to pieces, and he just heaved the ball, 30 times in the second half when they were down like 27-3 at halftime or something. This is like just, you got to pay attention to stats. Stats should not drive you to make decisions. Statistics should force you to go dive deeper. Not, oh my gosh, Houston giving up 177 yards per game. Lock Aaron Jones. It's helpful. Well, go look at the defense of Houston. Did they have a couple outlier games where they gave up like 200 yards rushing to Derrick Henry, which really screwed up the stats? Okay. Did they give up 280 yards total rushing to Tennessee one week? Oh, okay, yeah, of course their yards per game is going to be crazy higher now because they gave up 282 yards in a game to Tennessee. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Looks good on my end, guys. I don't know. Must be just the internet today. Sorry. I don't know what else to do about it. On FC today, one thing I want you to focus on, I've got my pool up and running. One thing I want you to focus on when you run this, I ran it out yesterday just to see kind of what would happen. And, this is the biggest quarterback pool I've ever had. So here's the deal. I think there is reason today to do things a little bit different when you're doing your crunches, to specifically be crunching by quarterbacks and not inherently just lock and load, crunch it out. I think there's reason today to, oh, well, here we go. This is not supposed to be on 50% global cap. I do a little bit lower global caps. I do like 30% or so, 40% on quarterbacks. I think there's reason today when you're doing your crunches to lock a quarterback and crunch out however many lineups you want and be very specific to the quarterbacks that you want to use for the day. If that means you want to go by what the stacks are saying. So Wilson, Ryan, Watson, Murray, Rodgers, Breeze, Burrow, Bridgewater. Like, if those are going to be your quarterbacks today, lock them. Lock Russell Wilson for the most today if you think that's the way to go. So I'm locking Wilson, 35 lineups. All right, now Murray, I'm going for the late night hammer. I'm focusing heavily there. I'm focusing heavily there. I'm going to plug in 25 more. Let me crunch those out. Okay. Projection said Aaron Rodgers 4-player with Deshaun Watson.